What's going on, everybody? This is Living in Arizona Now, and today we're going to talk about ghost towns in Arizona. Arizona is one of the states with the most ghost towns in the entire country, and the main reason is because there was a big gold and copper mining boom that took place in Arizona around the late 1800s to the 1900s, and then all of a sudden, in the Great Depression, all of the demand dried up and a lot of these towns were just left completely abandoned. So a lot of these are from the 1800s and the 1900s. Let's get into it. So the first one that we're going to talk about is Gleon Courtland, and then there was a couple others like Pierce. Now, this area here is actually known as the Ghost Town Road. So this is like the Ghost Town Trail. So you have Gleon right here. This is a ghost town in southeastern Arizona in Cochise County. You can see here's Black Diamond. A lot of these are just ghost towns along this area. Right here is Tombstone. Down here is a little bit of Bisbee. So this whole area right here in southeastern Arizona is very rich in copper. They even found some silver in Tombstone because that was the main pay dirt out there. You could even say that in a way Tombstone is a ghost town, but the area where you're going to find the real ghost towns is going to be out here in this area right here, Gleon, and then it goes all the way up to Pierce. You got Courtland over here. You got Pierce right here. You can see the Pierce jail, historic Pierce jail right here. Look at that. I mean, that's the kind of structures you got out there. Seemed like miners were always getting in trouble and they were always beefing and starting some crap with each other, weren't they? But in between here is Courtland. You can see the Courtland jail right here. I mean, look at these structures. They're quite rough. Now, one of the reasons why people didn't develop any other industry other than mining and stuff out in Arizona like that, harsh conditions. I mean, there wasn't much growing out here. You couldn't really farm. It was hard to get food down here, out here, like where are you going to get food to all the miners out in this area, right? So very tough environment right here in this whole part of Arizona. Very dry, lacking water. Not too many things can grow, especially around the 18 and 1900s. So you got Gleon, Courtland, and then you've got Pierce up there. And then if you go up here, you've got this crazy area known as Dragoon. That's just a crazy looking area. If you guys wanted to scope that out, you can take that road all the way down. They got some unique rocks. But anyway, let's keep this tour moving. So this one's more of a famous one just outside of Phoenix. Actually, this is called Goldfield Ghost Town and Mine Tours. You can come out here and get a feel for what it looked like back in the day. I mean, this is what the place looks like now. It's right there at the base of the Superstition Mountains. This isn't even actually the real site for the mine or the ghost town, but they just kind of put it here. It's like it's kind of like a Hollywood setting, I guess you could say, but it's a good place to go if you want to get an idea of what it would have been like. Look at the beautiful views. There's the Superstitions right there. But this area right here, known as Goldfield, just outside of the Lost Dutchman area right here, and really a nice experience if you're in the Phoenix area and you just want something real quick, go out to Goldfield. Okay, now we're going to actually go out to a place called Chloride. This is out in Mojave County. So Chloride is nearby, you could say probably around Kingman or Bullhead City. This area right here is the area of Chloride. Around here you also have Oatman, but this was an old silver mine in Mojave County. And you can see if we remove the face there, and you just go down here, show you what it looks like down here. I mean, they got some people out here, but the reason they call them ghost towns is because they say the only thing left is the ghost of the past. That's why they call it a ghost town. So it's a place that used to exist. This one's got a little bit more people. It's got 229 population, but still considered a ghost town for the most part, especially the area where the mine was. But you can see the mountains right here. So this area is Chloride. Now we're actually going out towards just north of Phoenix. This area is called Cleater. Someone just recently bought Cleater. When you go up the I-17 here and you're headed out towards Badger Springs or even Black Canyon City, you get off on the Bumblebee. The Bumblebee is this road right here, right? It's a dirt road. You take the Bumblebee, and as you're going up to Kingman, you come out and you see Cleater. Someone just bought this town, so Cleater is a very interesting place. You can see you've got the Silver Prince mine. I mean, there was people out here, but Cleater is not too much going on in Cleater. Let's just be real. I think they had like a. I don't even think they got. They got a little bar. That's what they got. They got a general store. That's what I was gonna say. I didn't even realize they had the bar there. But who knows? Maybe one day Cleater will make a comeback. But Cleater has a lot of history. And if you actually go up on this Bumblebee here, you come up to the Silver Prince Mine. You hit up Crown King, Bradshaw City, and then you got Horse Thief Basin. Just a very interesting area to explore. You just get off the I-17. We've talked about this before, and you'll see there's some old mining establishments all the way up and down here along this road called the State Route. It's actually called the Senator Highway. Right here is the Senator Highway. Somewhere around here it is, Senator Highway. It's a rough road, my friends. Rough, rough road. But you'll be cruising around here. You'll see a little cabin on the side, and then you get up here in the Prescott and you'll see Potato Patch. Once you get out here, you see Groom Creek, and then you'll see like old mining villages, old mining settlements out here like Goldwater Lake. Why you think they call it Goldwater Lake? You'll even see it out here in the area around Lynx Campground, Enchanted Forest Trail. So Cleater is a whole day trip if you wanted to do the Bumblebee up to the Senator Highway on up to Prescott. Now we're actually headed down to southern Arizona. This here is Ruby. So Ruby's they say it's the most preserved of all the mining encampments around Arizona. But you can see the road out to Ruby's kind of rough. Well, that's an understatement. But this area right here, I mean, could you imagine trying to live out here back in the day? This was actually taken back in 2008. Google truck made it out here, but what a place out here, Ruby. They say it's the most well preserved, right? So it was originally called Montana Camp. That's what they originally called it, but it's out here nearby Arivaca. If you come out here, tough place, but they've got the King Midas mine right here. Look at this. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever gone inside any of these mines. A lot of them you can't even go inside. I'm not going to sit here and advocate for trying to go inside there. But down here, you got the Buffalo Soldiers Cemetery. You guys know about the Buffalo Soldiers. And then, this whole area is real tough. You got Rio Rico over here. You got Tubac around here up north, Tumacacori, Carmen. I mean, this whole area around Ruby, really rough. But that one could be a fun trip for someone who's looking to get into just to explore around the ghost towns. Now let's talk about Vulture City. This one's temporarily closed, but this is actually the original. I would say this was a big part of the original settlement of Phoenix. They were actually using Phoenix to grow food to bring up to the miners here in Vulture City at the ghost town. So this one here has restored stone and adobe buildings. I mean, it's right next to Wickenburg. This whole area right here is quite interesting, but you can see the Vulture Mine Road. It's paved. So this one could be a little bit easier, and then it's a bit of a tourist attraction nowadays, the Vulture City Mine. Some of you might find this one to be interesting. Dates back to 1863, so it's a bit older than the other ones. This one's a fun one. It's quite famous because they say that there's actually ghosts out here, literally, like literal ghosts. But the cool thing about Jerome, it's just up above Cottonwood. It's beautiful up here. I mean, the roads are winding. This was at one point in time, I think they say it was the fourth largest city in Arizona back in the day. Until it was abandoned. But, you just cruise up this beautiful road getting out there to Jerome. I'd say maybe there's around 500 people probably living up there, but they've got the 1918 mine shaft up there. There's a few different mines that you can explore. I think they were pulling the pay dirt out of here was copper, I'm pretty sure. But then they've got some places that they say are haunted, so if you're looking for some haunted places, stay at that hotel they got up here. It's an old hospital. That's what they said. The Surgeon's House, I think is what it's called. But it's right here. Right up there. But you can see the roads up here. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Beautiful place. There's the actual hospital. That's a hotel now. So Jerome Grand Hotel. You guys can stay there. They say that it's haunted. I'm not going to sit here and say that it is, but there are some stories. There's the Jerome State Historic Park. So this one's not as rugged as like something like Ruby or something like Courtland and Gleason, that area. But again, it just depends on how in depth you want to get with this. If you're looking to get into the Courtland and Gleason, that's outside of Bisbee and Tombstone. That's a beautiful area right there, but tough stuff, I tell you what. Here's a unique one, Swansea. This one's real unique. This is on the eastern side of the state in La Paz County. We don't talk too much about La Paz County, but out here, wow, this is hot zone. I tell you what, I don't even think they got the orange guy to go out there. You know, this is a tough area. You wouldn't want to come out here in the summertime, I'll tell you that right now. Summertime is just way too hot to be out in Swansea, but what a place. And, you know, they got the historical landmark right here, but this whole area, they were out there looking for copper. You know, we're the copper state, guys. This is what you got to know about Arizona, copper state. Where do you think we got that name? But here you could see the closest big city is going to be something like Lake Havasu City or Parker. You got the Bill Williams. I would say if you're going to come out here, you probably want to come out here in around, I don't know, March, April. Some people go out here to Alamo Lake. That's actually one of the popular lakes in Arizona. It's kind of remote. Not a lot of people go out there, but it's popular for pictures. People like to take pictures out here, get out on the water. Alamo Lake, if you're looking for a lake. We could make a whole video about lakes if you guys want. We've already made one, but we can make an updated one if you guys wanted. And then we got Fairbank back down here in Cochise County. This one's actually nearby, Gleason, you could say, but it's a bit different. It takes on a different experience. It's on the San Pedro River. San Pedro River, still to this day, has a lot of mining encampments going on, actually, but this here is Fairbank. And it was first settled in 1881 as a rail stop nearby Tombstone. So, you know, this is another one of those places. It's along the San Pedro riparian, or area they're repairing. This river used to run. I mean, it's a famous river, but if you go up here, if you follow the San Pedro here, you come up into Kearney, Winkleman, this whole area over here. Look at, they got Christmas. I mean, they got some big mines out here. Look at this. They're excavating with some heavy equipment out here, Freeport McMoran. And then you go out over here, you go up right here. Look at this in Ray. Look at that hole. I mean, could you imagine going up to that hole? You don't realize how deep that hole is. It's a deep hole. I mean, that's a heck of a mining outfit. And even if you go up here towards Superior, but out here, look at this around Globe, Miami. Wow. Huge holes in the ground. They've carved out massive holes. What are they going to do with this when they abandon the mines? I mean, you could go all around Arizona and see where they've dug holes like this. I mean, I could show you right now. There's a couple down here in Ajo and Y. Let's see if I can put it down there in Ajo and Y. That just tells you wherever they you know, opened up the ground again. Like here's some big ones. These are down there by Saurita. Look at that. I mean, right there. But Ajo and Y, they have some that are actually done. They're finished. They're no longer pulling anything out of there. Here's Y, but Ajo right here. Pretty sure this one's closed. Big holes in the ground right there. Now, here we are talking about Two Guns. So Two Guns, Arizona, along old Route 66. So let's see if we can pull up on Two Guns. So you got Winslow over here. Where's Two Guns? Two Guns, Arizona. There we go. So small you can't even see anything. Why do you think they call it Two Guns out in Coconino County? Well, it's Two Guns. No, it's right there along the Route 40 actually, but I think it's part of Route 66 at some point in time. And you got the Two Guns pool out here. You know, it's now a tourist attraction, but I mean, this is a sight to see, right? A sight to behold out there. The old convenience store that's now been turned into a, well, graffiti house. This is Apache Death Cave. We're not going to get too much into the subject of that, but you can see quite a wild area out there in Two Guns. I mean, look at that. They go up into those caves and the mine shafts. I mean, I've seen mine shafts all around Arizona. I mean, even in Cave Creek, I've seen them. They're out there, you know, all around. So hopefully this video helps you guys get a good idea of the old ghost towns that you can explore around Arizona. See you guys on the next one. And if you want, you can watch the 20 hidden gems that we uncovered in this video, or best places to live off grid in Arizona.